Hey, what's going on, guys? Christian Hanna Horror here. Today, we're going to do a fun video. We've got the Friday the 13th box set showing up any day now, so let's chronicleize life right before that for me. These are 5 horror box sets that I really love. I guess you can call them my top 5. Some of them are a little hard to get, so I was like, I don't want to make this a top 5 horror box sets I want you to own video, because then it kind of would be teasing some people that don't have these that may want those. You can still find them, but you're going to have to pay a premium price on some of these. But let's chronicleize what some of my favorites are at this moment in time. I thought that would be really fun. So let's just jump right into this. Number 5, and this is not really in any particular order. Number 5 is a simple one, but it contains 3 movies that I absolutely love. That's the Amityville Amityville Horror Trilogy. The Amityville Triller. Somebody make a t-shirt of that. This is the Scream Factory Amityville Trilogy set. I got this basically right as it went out of print, but I got it before it was like disappearing from, Amazon and everything like that. I love this set because these movies are amazing. I'm a big fan of the first one. I think it's one of the greatest horror movies of all time. The second one is also one of the greatest horror movies of all time that improves upon the first one. And then one of the most fun 3D horror movies is Amityville 3D. I'm a big fan of Amityville 3D. So this box set is cool. It's just a simple little box set of the Amityville movies. The first one is just classic 70s horror. The second one is a leap into the 80s while taking things to the next level in more ways than one. And then the third is cashing in on that 3D era and does it fun. I have no problem with 3D movies. I think they're pretty fun. All right, coming in at number 4 is one of my favorite sets artwork-wise, and it contains one of my favorite sequels of all time. It's the Critters box set. This is when they started using more of like a hard shell type casing, which I like because they hold up better on the shelf and they're sturdier, and the artwork is great on this. So this is the Critters box set. And I think you could still get this pretty cheap, like on Walmart if you want. It contains 4 movies, obviously, and they have cool artwork you can reverse on there, but I'll show you the sides of artwork that I have on all of mine. Critters 1. Tell you what, we'll put these back in here after we look at them. How about that? My favorite in the franchise, Critters 2. I think it's one of the best mini monsters of all time. This movie, directed by Mick Garris, who I'm a big fan of. Love Critters 2. I think Critters 2 captures the essence of Critters better than any other film. All right. Leo DiCaprio in Critters 3. And I like Critters 3. The critter designs are really good on 3. Always thought the critters looked really, really good on 3. And then last, but I guess some could call it least, but I still have a fondness for it, Critters 4. They're invading your space. This is a franchise I love from top to bottom. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The first Critters is really good. It's just a really good horror movie, period, end of story. And the second one is just more entertaining. The third one's really not like the worst thing ever. It's almost like a really hardcore Disney-style horror movie. Because it's like, Leo's a good kid and everything in the movie, and this family's trying to live in their apartment and stuff. It almost seems fairly wholesome at first. But then the Critters wreak havoc, but the designs are great. So I love the Critters series, so I had to get that box set the second it was announced. Next is another Scream Factory box set that arguably is one of their best that they've done. That's the Omen Set. I mean, I remember when this came out, I wasn't paying attention to pre-orders that much. I really didn't start getting into pre-ordering movies and stuff till not long ago, maybe about a year. But I would just kind of wait for stuff to come out. When it came out, I would get it. I went to FYE and I saw this, and I was like, oh my god, the Omen box set's here. Let me pick this up. And it actually reinvigorated my love for this series. But I'm not a huge fan of all of them. But we'll talk about that. I'll talk to you guys about the ones I love. Obviously, the First Omen. I think this is one of the greatest horror movies ever made. And I know this is a really bold statement, and I've never said this on camera. When it comes to like the devil type movies, I prefer The Omen over The Exorcist. And I'm not saying it's better than The Exorcist. I think they're both 2 amazing films. But The Omen is more of my style. It's just my style of horror movie, and I can't put it into words, but I love this movie more. Like Exorcist 3 is probably my favorite devil movie, but The Omen is probably my second favorite like devil movie. I love The Omen, the first one. I think it's amazing when the glass sheet cuts the guy's head off when it backs out. One of the greatest scenes. Omen 2, which I liked, it's a great follow-up. I don't think it's as iconic as the first one, but the story takes really good turns into and develops well. So I really like Omen 2, and I just dropped it. So next we have Omen 3, The Final Conflict. I like this movie. I do. I guess I was grasping for the one that would just be so insanely amazing as the first one. And this one's good. There's nothing wrong with Omen 3. I actually think it's in just general horror movie terms, this is probably like a really, really good movie. It's just one of those things where it's in the box set with what I consider to be one of the greatest movies ever, The Omen. So, but honestly, I don't think it's really a step down from 2. You know, I think it's a good movie. I think it's a really good movie. So, Omen 3. And then, obviously, the great Sam Neill is in that. Omen 4, The Awakening. And I'm sorry, I showed you the artwork for the remake. This is the artwork for the original Omen. The original Omen. I'm sorry. So, then we had Omen 4, The Awakening. This one's okay. I think it's kind of, you know, it's a part 4 to The Omen, but I don't think it... I definitely watch it at least once, you know? Definitely watch it at least once. It's fine in my book. And then the Omen remake, which I think is okay. I'm not a huge fan of it. I just, you know, the problem with this is, you know, nothing to me calculated to the magnitude of this first one. I just think that the Omen 1 is amazing. But this set is awesome. Great commentaries and interviews in it. And honestly, every movie in here is good. It's good. It's just I'm comparing them all to my absolute love for the first film, and none of them matched it, you know. But I'm not to say that I don't think that this franchise is great, because they are all really fun. And even 4, there's nothing wrong with 4. So the Omen box set is one that I'll never sell. I'm going to keep that in my collection for as long as I can. Coming up next, of course, we got to talk about this baby. I've had this since day one it was released, and I've got dust on it. The Halloween box set. You don't necessarily need to have this anymore in terms of like certain things. I think, you know, the bonus disc that you find on, yeah. I think this is a bonus disc that you only get in this set, which has interviews and stuff. I could be wrong, but if memory serves. And obviously you can get Halloween 6 now in a single producer's cut release. That Scream Factory didn't do. It was actually just Miramax that put that disc out. But this is, you know, the theatrical and the producer's cut. And, I mean, obviously if you're a fan, get it. I love this set. I love the black cases. I love the way the movies look in the black cases. And I think the Friday set's in white cases, which I don't know how to necessarily feel about that. I mean, I like white cases, so I'm cool with it. I was thinking, well, what color would Jason represent? And I was like, well, he doesn't like water, right? Or he drowned in water, so wouldn't it be blue? And I'm like, wait a minute, that's Blu-rays. But yeah, I'm happy about the white cases. I think that's cool. But this set is awesome. I mean, if you ever come across a chance to get it at a reasonable price, I say definitely get it. It's the ultimate collection still till this day. And number 1. And this is one of my favorite sets. A little story about this set. I wanted it for Christmas back in maybe 15 or 16 or 17, one of those years, probably 17. And my mom was like, Christian, what do you want for Christmas? And I was like, can I get this Hellraiser box set? And she goes, yeah, that's fine. I know you like horror movies. Well, I was like, okay, let me send you a link. And I would go on Amazon to get the link for this thing, and it got dropped down to $40, and it didn't last but like a few hours. And I was like, Mom, this thing was like 60 or something bucks. Get it now, it's 40. So she got it. That same day, I went online to look at it, and it already jumped up. But the reason that I have this in here is because this Scarlet box set is just so eloquent and beautiful, and, you know, it contains 3 amazing horror movies, Hellraiser 1, 2, and 3, which I love. But part 2 is the best one to me. I love part 2. And I have everything in here original. I've got posters. The cases for these are just so... Everything is just individualized and beautiful. I love the Scarlet set. Now, Arrow did their version for the UK a little bit more simple. And you can get it in... Look at that. This is the Legacy disc. But you can get the Arrow UK version in just like a standard Blu-ray set where it's a hard shell box and then the movies, you know, they're in individual cases. But because I'm such a big mark for this trilogy, I love having this because it comes with all these beautiful cards and absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And these cards are the ones that they use for the Blu-rays cases. So, very, very cool. Very, very cool. But the Hellraiser Scarlet Box Set is one of my favorite sets. I'll never forget getting it cheap on Amazon when it got marked down. It's got a booklet. It's got everything. It's one of my favorite sets of all time. So, I love the Scarlet box. And then, oh, yeah, it comes with this insane book, you know. It comes with this extremely nice hardcover book. And... You know, you could learn just about everything from this series in this book. It's actually like, look at it. It's a book. So it's just really cool. It's really cool. I remember when I got it, I was just taken aback by what a collector's edition could really be and look like. And I love it. I think it's the most eloquent set Arrow's ever done, and it's just one of my favorites. So, yeah, the Hellraiser Scarlet Box is one of my favorites. So, wow, we've been going for some time, 11 minutes. It's long for a CHH video, but those are 5 horror box sets I absolutely love, guys. Let me know what some of your favorites are and ones that you have. And I still recommend the 10-disc Halloween set, but I think that's out of print too, so I don't know. Hopefully you guys can get some Halloween movies if you don't already have them. But this is Christian at Horror. Love you guys. Let me know what your favorite horror box sets are. See you next time.